The program normally brought to you at this time will not be seen tonight in order to present the following NBC special.
Hello, I'm Larry Budd. Well, I guess you all know who I am by now. Yes, it's summer, that time of year that I like to think of as being hotter than most of the others. And if you're like me, summer means just two things to you: buses and television specials. Well, we've got both for you tonight. Now, a ride on a Melman bus is fun in any season, but never more so than in this time of increased heat and humidity. And this year, we've made the improvement of removing the dangerous and cumbersome air conditioning equipment from our buses, which didn't work so well anyway. But wait a minute, don't rush off yet. Before you go ride on a Melman bus, why don't you do like I will? Sit back, relax with a refreshing mint tulip, and enjoy David Letterman's special Sun in the Fun special.
From New York, a city with 9 million people and one swimming pool, it's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Dave salutes summer with his guest actor and comedian Michael Keaton. From SCTV, comedian Catherine O'Hara. Singing group The Persuasions. And the organist at Yankee Stadium, Eddie Layton. Also a look at beach etiquette and a trip to Coney Island. And now, the man whose mother thinks he's a regular on the Jeffersons, David Letterman!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, it's not necessary. Thank you. That's awfully darn nice of you folks. Welcome to the program. My name is David Letterman. Here, first of all, a brief word of explanation. Normally, we're not on Friday nights. Tonight's we are. See how simple this is? In addition to being on tonight, we have our first ever, and boy, am I proud. And I guess I'm speaking for the staff. Am I speaking for the staff?
I'm speaking for the staff.
There you go. What a mandate. I am speaking for the staff. Tonight is our salute to summer, ladies and gentlemen. And what salute to summer would be complete without the following guests? A gentleman who has, I guess it's safe to say this, he has stolen a movie. He appeared in a motion picture and is getting rave reviews for his participation in the project all over the United States. A good friend of mine, a funny gentleman, actor, comedian, Mr. Michael Keaton is here tonight. I don't mean that he's actually stolen the movie. I mean, actually, problem with crime there or anything. He was just very good in the film, is what I meant. Also, a woman who was an extra talented actor, comedian. You've seen her usually in this time spot on Second City TV or SCTV. Catherine O'Hara is here tonight. We have, for music in the middle of the summer, we have the singing group, you know them, you love them, you can't live without them. The Persuasions are here tonight. How often have you been to a Major League Baseball game and said to yourself, who's playing the organ? Well, we have, from Yankee Stadium, Eddie Layton, ladies and gentlemen. And if this wasn't enough, and by gosh, don't you think it ought to be, we have tonight on our Salute to Summer a special 3-part visit to one of my favorite places, Coney Island. So what a show. Strap yourselves in, phone the neighbors, wake the dog. Well, summer is here, and I know a big part of summer for many of you is the time that you spend at the beach, but as with all things, your beach pleasure will be enhanced considerably if you simply take the time to familiarize yourself with the proper rules of beach etiquette. And I believe there's a beach pretty close to us. Paul, by the way, where is the beach?
Back there. Right
The beach is back here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go on back to the beach. My, oh my, it really is a beach. It's a pleasure to be here and sort of starting to unwind already. Now, when you first get to the beach, the first thing you want to do, of course, is introduce yourself to everybody else who is enjoying themselves on the sand, and the best way to do that is by name and also sunscreen number. Hi, I'm Dave Letterman, number 1. It's a light sunscreen.
Oh, hi, Paul Schaefer, extra heavy sunscreen. Nice to meet you.
Extra heavy? Why even come to the beach? Why don't you just stay at home and read comic books in the basement? Now, this is an example of a beach faux pas. Do not deride fellow sun worshippers just because they appear to be wimps.
Dave, listen, you can hear the ocean in here. Listen to this.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much, Paul. That's very nice. Now, when you're visiting the beach, it's perfectly acceptable to enjoy the sounds of the surf. But always be considerate of others. Thank you, Hiram. Always be considerate of others.
Mr. Letterman, can I go back in the water yet?
Go back into the water yet? Well, let's see, young man. You have to wait a full 30 minutes after you eat. And checking our equivalency tables, let's see. 30 minutes is exactly how long it takes one coat of latex house paint to dry. Now, that's why some plasterboard and a professional painter are an important part of any fun-filled day at the beach. Yes, when the paint is dry, the kids can swim.
Is it dry?
No.
Is it dry?
Okay, now it's dry.
Yeah. Yippee!
Boy, did you see the glee on the little fella's face? Another thing that's fun...
What is this, some kind of a silly little skit?
That's right, we're doing a little skit about the beach.
Well, can you tell me where the corporate communications offices are?
Yeah, it's 6th floor, but it's the west side of the building. So what you want to do is just go right straight through there. Now, when you get to an audience, turn left and go through the double doors. It's over there. Okay. Now, did you see the glee on the little fella's face? Another thing that's fun to do at the beach is bury someone in the sand. And of course...
You got rigids? I like regular chips.
You always eat the chips with the ridges.
I never eat the chips with rigids.
Of course, when you're burying someone in the sand, there's a right way and a wrong way to do so. First of all, let's take a look at the right way. This would be there. All right, now let's take a look at what is generally considered to be the wrong way to bury someone. There you go. Now we come to a very common beach day problem.
Larry, what do you want? Tuna on white or tuna on wheat?
Tuna on wheat.
What did you say, white?
I said wheat.
What do you do if loud, obnoxious people sit next to you?
You said wheat? Since when do you eat tuna on wheat?
I always eat tuna on wheat.
I only have white.
White wheat, what do I care?
Excuse me, did you folks hear what time the poisonous radioactive chemical spill is due in today?
I told you we should have gone to the mall.
Rule number 4. In the event of obnoxious people, it's okay to threaten their lives.
Excuse me, Dave. I've been watching you, and I got to get a word in here. It's just that the advice that you're giving does not spell Surf City to me. You know, I want to say any Chuck Woolery can be a Frankie Avalon. If he just pays attention to this one simple rule that you forgot. Don't wear a sport jacket and dress shoes on the beach, Dave. Girls don't think it's hip, and they'll just make fun of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Thank you,
Just
Paul.
trying
I
to
appreciate that.
help. Dave, let's take a walk on the beach.
Okay. Paul and I are going for a walk. We'll be right back with a look at Coney Island. Is he going to be all right or what? I thought 30 minutes would be enough. Is he going to be all right? Did we get him to sign anything first? Are you all right, son? Oh, all right. Oh, gee, I'm awfully sorry. I figured 30 minutes tops, no problem. Well, let's face it. What Salute to Summer, particularly summer in New York, New York, would be complete without a visit to the most beautiful island of them all. Yes, the jewel of the Atlantic. I'm talking about Coney Island. Let's go there now, shall we? New York City is, of course, the most exciting place in the world to live. And when hectic, busy New Yorkers need a place to go on vacation, they're very fortunate because they're surrounded by many wonderful island paradises in which to vacation. Of course, there's Staten Island, Roosevelt Island, Rikers Island. But the one island that's most popular with harried New Yorkers because it's dedicated to having fun is, of course, Coney Island.
You almost wish your feet were fireproof under the boardwalk and by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby is where I'll be.
One thing the first-time visitor to Coney Island is going to notice, a lot of innovations here. Of course, you come right here and get your tickets, and as you do that, you can check your meat in this refrigerated meat locker. Ham, side of beef, whatever. Just leave it right there while you enjoy the park for the remainder of the day. Pick it up on your way home. It's for your convenience. This is the Music Express at Coney Island. This accomplishes two things for the tourists from out of town. One, it gives you all the excitement of riding on the subway with a couple of guys with those 800-pound radios. And also, it's a real center for people who know and appreciate good music. If you think I'm kidding, take a look who's here. Excuse me, Paul, you come here for the music primarily, don't you?
Yes, I just come down to hang out. Well, I'm a friend of Larry's, a DJ. Sometimes he slips on some of the heavy happening sounds for me. And I like to hang out with Stella and the kids.
This is Stella here?
Yeah.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Nice to see you, Stella.
Fine to see you too.
How long have you and Paul been coming here?
Oh! Oh, for a long time.
Don't give anything away.
Long time.
That's great. But this, apparently, for people interested in music, is the place to be?
This is as you can hear, they play all the happening dances. We put on Little Al Green earlier in our honor, I think, which is great.
Have a good time.
Thanks.
Here we are with Milt Berger, the official spokesperson for Coney Island and more specifically Astroland. These people dancing back there, is that part of a professional dance group?
No, those are children having fun. You find that at the Music Express and this Apollo ride, which play rock music.
Yeah.
And you'll find the public gyrating to the music.
Tell me about the food here. I noticed that you have plenty of it. Is it pretty good stuff to eat here?
Well, it's a fast food concession, and it's the best of its kind. It's a complete spectrum of the Coney Island kind of a thing.
Do you eat here yourself?
I will occasionally eat here. I don't make a habit of it.
Here's a pretty good deal for students who are more interested in sleeping than reading a lot of Italian verse, don't have the patience to get through a classic work like Dante's Inferno. Well, Coney Island has a ride that's based factually on that classic work of literature. And in fact, I understand you can actually get high school and college credit simply by riding on this one here, Dante's Inferno. What's your name?
Ben Sebastian.
And you operate Dante's Inferno rides?
All the rides, yeah.
And do you find that you get a lot of literature students coming to ride on this?
We get a lot of people down here that comes on here.
Which do you prefer, the ride or the book?
Nah, the book is better.
Does it seem to be a pretty factual representation of the classic Italian literature?
Yes, actually it was, but they forgot the Pope standing on his head in the ice river, yeah.
So which did you prefer, the ride or the book?
The ride.
Excuse me, can I talk with you a second?
Why?
You just wrote Dante's Inferno?
Yes.
How does it compare with the book? you think that was fun. Stay tuned for more of our Coney Island tour a little later in the show, and we'll be right back after these commercials with Mr. Michael Keaton. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Salute to Summer Gala. And boy, what fun we're having here. The last time my first guest was on our show, he was a stand-up comedian and a television performer. He is both of those things still. But since then, he has also become a major motion picture star, getting rave reviews all over the country for his part in the new comedy film Night Shift. We're very happy that he's back with us tonight. Please give a special summer salute welcome to Mr. Michael Keaton. Michael.
Oh. T-shirt, but I wasn't gonna, go against the theme of the show.
No, you're perfect.
Plus, with that heat in here, Paul, hi. We never officially met, but I think you got to agree with me. When I look at that, it makes me think of one place. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Where would that be?
Bermuda! It's a cuckoo kind of Bermuda.
Sure is.
Michael, that was...
I've never met you,
Never.
but yet we in the business, we know each other anyway, isn't it?
In the industry, you mean? I think you mean the industry.
You've met David, though, right?
Is it? Oh, hi. Industry. That was a mighty impressive entrance
Thanks.
you made.
I used to be able to do push-ups.
As you did it?
For my hands, but I don't think I can do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, this is all very exciting. You are every review I see of this film, or on TV or newspapers, it singles you out as being a major comedy talent and breakthrough cinema, on and on and on. And congratulations.
Thanks. I might be too big for this. What am I doing? No, it is. It's unbelievable. It's too unbelievable. It's, like I was telling you before, it's only one movie, folks. It's really nice though. I mean, I'm overwhelmed, and it's great. Now, fortunately, there's a clip, right? I hate to be real show busy about this, but we did bring a clip.
We have run so much footage of this film. We had Ronnie Howard on. We had Richard Belzer on. Who else was on?
Bergman, I think.
A guy who worked
Bergman
on the crew came in. He had some film. A guy who saw it came in, had some film. But tonight. You're the reason for the success of the film.
Right.
You're here, whatever you want to show us.
Okay, well, I'll set it up like, you got to understand it. What happens is we get into a business, my partner Henry Winkler, who is wonderful in this movie, we both get into this business together, and we get in a little over our heads, and we run up against some thugs, as you'll see. And what this is a chase scene that, for my money, I mean, I think it rivals Bullet. It's just exciting. Okay. And just
so this is a few moments now from Night Shift with Michael Keaton, and as he said, this sucker smokes.
Now we both look up.
Watch it, and we can I guess talk over it.
There I am not. See, there I am.
Oh my God!
Look out! Those guys who got over against. Yeah. Now this is me. I ran into a problem with walking.
You do your own stunts, don't you, Michael?
I did my own stunts on this. Yeah.
Oh boy!
Yeah, that's me. Oh, don't think that didn't hurt, dude. Dude, look out.
Ah, this is my favorite part. That's amazing. Well, all goofing around aside, congratulations on your success. Yeah, this is summertime.
This is great. This is nice themes,
Yeah, it's a theme, little theme show.
Baseball time?
Baseball, sure.
You're a ball fan.
Now, were you always a movie fan?
Yeah. I was a kid who used to sit around the house a lot and, stare at the television, just watch those old John Garfield movies, a lot of jam stuck to my face. And I used to get sucked right in. I I watched just before I came over here, they run The Little Rascals here, I think on WOR or something. Mm-hmm. And I was noticing the Little Rascals always made that same expression when anything out of the ordinary happened. Every time something out of the ordinary happened, they always went. But Garfield and those guys, Cagney, they were my faves.
Yeah.
Ray faves. They had that great style, that great acting style. That always. John Garfield, you could always tell when John Garfield was lying though, because he always kind of gave it away. You know what I mean? Come on, Johnny, play ball with us. You tell us about the murder, and we'll knock a couple years off your sentence in Sing Sing. And he'll say, I don't know what you're talking about. I never did nothing. I never even heard of no murder. I wouldn't strangle anybody. Who said anything about strangulation, Johnny? I I read about it in the paper. Yeah, sure, that's it. I read about it in the papers, and I read about that, Paula. Giving it away. Sure, that's it.
We're gonna bust this up because we're having almost too much fun. We'll be back though with Mr. Michael Keaton right after you take a look at this. Oh, it ain't. Do anything you want.
Ahoy, mateys. I'm Larry Bud Melman, reminding you that Wednesday's is Song of the Sea Day on all Melman buses. Welcome aboard for all the shrimp and fish sticks you can chow down, not to mention our bottomless chest of tartar sauce. So don't be a landlubber, see the world. Set sail on a Melman bus.
Hi there, welcome back to our big salute to summer. We have your world-class show here tonight. Mr. Michael Keaton, of course, who is here. Also, the Persuasions, and Catherine O'Hara will be joining us from SCTV. So stay with us. Oh, yeah, and that's what I was going to mention. From Yankee Stadium, the organist at the Mighty Hammond, Mr. Eddie Layton. And I know you're a big baseball fan.
A treat to make him. I don't think McCoy Tyner or Thelonious Monk would have ever made it as the organist. Do you think? No, too heavy. That was a treat because we were talking about. I'm not a big Dodger fan, but I had to go the other night out in Los Angeles.
Oh, here they come. They're moving.
I had to go. It was great because it was D's student night. And coming up at Yankee Stadium, you want to miss. Yes, you wouldn't want to miss Yankee Stadium. For those who were not in the know, next week, I don't know what day, multiple personality night. Oh. So, it's in conjunction with some state hospital. You know, the first 60,000 people get in for free.
That's
or something.
Great.
Yeah.
Multiple personality night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I was walking on the way over here. I was just thinking about this. The Mannequins in New York City, which is a very fashionable, the most fashionable city in the world. Hey, come on.
Sure.
The Mannequins are very serious as our models. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no real sense of humor with Mannequins. You know, it's always, can I sit up? It's always kind of very serious and very, almost mean. You know, it's kind of pointing, a lot of pointing. You'll never see, because it's to indicate they're under control, you'll never see a mannequin, like, questionable in their personality, like, worried, you know, concerned. Because that would be a giveaway. It would be uncool. It's hard to be uncool.
Yeah. You like coming to New York in the summertime,
huh?
Yeah.
It's great.
Does it make you, now you're from Pittsburgh originally, which is a sizable city where people say, ow! And, so does this make you nostalgic for your childhood?
Oh yeah, summertime. Load the kids up. We talked about this once. You met some of my family, I think. I come from a fairly large family, Irish Catholic family, about 90 kids. And we used to pack them in the car, you know, station wagon, take those family cruises, you know. You always got out there and get out on the road. And it would always start great. It would always start out just great. You know, you get in the car. My dad would be very up for it. He'd be driving the car. I'd be like, oh, this is great, isn't it, honey? Huh? This is great, isn't it? And the kids are in the back. You know, my mother's doing one of her attitudes, just kind of. And my dad would go like, we got the kids and the duck. What are you, pissed here? Huh? Come on. And we'd be in the back, would be a half a block out, you know, and my sister would get into her whine, crying, going, come on, are we almost there? And my brother had my head down on the floor and start pounding it, you know. It'd be okay, but we'd be in the car, you know, and my dad would be very cool for a while. It'd start off like this. Come on, kids. Come on, come on, get out of here. Come on, this is great. Hey, sit down, don't do it. Hey, sit down in the back, huh? Always reaching. The trick was for my dad to hit us and drive the car at the same time. They'd follow us in the rear view mirror, you know. Where'd he go? And I got pretty good at it, you know. I'd be up against the window when I'd get him in the back of the head a couple times. But it was mayhem. My father would always start with this. Okay, all right. Keep messing around. Next policeman I see, I'm stopping the car. And we're going to talk about it, all right? You know, and my brother was I was very uncool. Emotionally, I just lost control immediately. I always go, Dad, please, God, no, please, Dad. I always get that cry where you can't catch your breath, you know. Dad, stop crying. Hey, Dad, stop crying. I can't. Stop crying. Yeah. My brother would say, what, are you going to have us thrown in jail? Huh? I'm 9, he's 6. You're going to throw me in jail? Don't throw it out of court like that. Huh? You got no case here. Just drive, buddy. We got it under control.
Now, I remember you had some advice for how to sleep cool. Now, when you're talking about sleeping cool, do you mean temperature-wise or just maintaining that presence?
Well, it's like we were talking about before. Yeah, maintaining the presence. You know, it's tough. You know, people don't want to lose control of what they got. That's what I mean about the mannequins. You know, when you're dating someone or you're going out with somebody, you never can let up. You know, and look stupid until you get home. But it's the first night's got to come when you're going to sleep with a girl, right? It's got to happen. And at some point, and it's usually sleep, it's over. There's no way, you know, you go over to another side of the world and you got no control anymore, you know? And you really want to wake up before her in the morning so she doesn't see your face. And, you know, it can be great. You know, it can be really going to get those little nerve jerks sometimes out of nowhere. Your arm takes off. And you wake up in the morning and get a crease here where the fat folds over. Then sometimes, you know, you get those little things where sometimes, if you ever fall asleep on both arms, you know, you wake up in the morning, you have no idea where your arms are. Where are my arms? Oh, God. Then the phone rings, you go, hello? Hello?
Very impressive. Very important to sleep cool. Yeah.
Best sleep, though, is when you get that little saliva going down. or on the bus. When you're on the bus going home, you kind of, the air cuts off, so you go.
I just want to say again, congratulations on the success of your new motion picture career, and everybody who knew it was coming sooner or later, and thanks for being here, Michael. And
all right, man.
Anytime you like, drop by, and we'll
Thanks.
Michael Keaton, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with the Persuasions. Welcome back to the show. Yeah, and be sure to find out when Multiple Personality Night is at a ballpark near you. One of the great summer sounds of New York is, of course, street corner singing. That's how I got my start. We're delighted to have with us tonight a group that has been bringing their own beautiful version of a cappella singing to audiences around the world for the last 20 years. Please now say hello to the Persuasions.
When this old world starts getting me down, people are just too much for me to face. Up on the road. Well, I'll tell you what I do. I get away from the hustling crowd and driven myself right up into space. Up on the roof. At night, the roof is peaceful as can be. Yeah, darling, you share it all with me. Listen, well, I get upstairs and I'll go to the room. There's the love in the chair. What I do up on the roof, I get away from the hustling crowd. All of that rat racing noise down in the street. Up on the roof. At night, the roof is the only place I know. And make it so. Let's go up on the roof. 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 That was all right. I like that. That's like oh, the boardwalk deserted. There's nobody down by the shore anymore. Ferris wheel isn't turning around anymore. No, the midway all closed, skies all over through. But I still got some sand in my shoes. Sand in my shoes. Bring back the memories of the salty air. Yeah. Sand in my shoes. Oh, the blanket that we used to share. Yeah. and how we fell in love down by the sea. It all come back to me. I got sand in my shoes. Oh, Lord, under the boardwalk. Out of the sun, under the boardwalk. Lord, we'll be having some fun under the boardwalk. Oh, people falling in love under the boardwalk. Everybody there walking under the boardwalk. The boardwalk, ding, 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 ding. In the park, you can hear the hectic sounds of the carousel. Oh, the popcorn, French fries, and hot dogs, how good they smell. Hey, under the boardwalk, down by the sea, the memories come back to me. I got sand in my shoes. Yeah, sand in my shoes. Bring back the memories of the salty air. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sand in my shoes. Oh, that little blanket that we used to share. How we loved the blanket. How we fell in love down by the sea. The memories come back to me. I got sand in my shoes. Oh, sand in my shoes. Oh, sand in my shoes. Oh, sand in my shoes. Sand in my shoes. Oh, Lord. Sand in my shoes. Sand in my shoes.
Jay Otis? Jay, nice to see you. Why don't you, terrific gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Quickly introduce everybody here, and we'll say hello to the folks.
Okay, I'm Jerry.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Tubo. I'm Jay Otis.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Certainly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And take care of the sand here. Watch it.
Look, let me just do this right here and get it up in the shoes. Is that all right with
Perfectly
you?
all right,
Okay.
certainly. The Persuasions, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with another visit to Coney Island. Real nice. Yeah. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Late Night Salute to Summer. If you're just joining us, we're coming to you direct from one of New York's finest beaches. And if you're the least bit hesitant about going into the water, don't worry, because as you can see, we have a qualified, registered, certified lifeguard on duty. And what's going on up there?
Hi, Mr. Letterman. Do you remember me?
Well, sure, it's little Susie. When did you get back from camp? Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this summer, you may remember, we sent this little girl off to camp. We have that on videotape. Let's just show the folks the night that little Susie left for camp. This will be great. Oh, okay, good. Boy, you had me worried there for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, little Susie. You know, if you're going to catch that 1:30 bus for camp, we better get a move on here, Susan. Let me give you a hand with this. What the hell you got in here? Cement blocks or what? What is... Yeah. There
Goodbye,
you go.
Mr. Letterman.
Goodbye, Susan. Now, when you get back to town, give us a call. Okay, have fun. Okay. Boy, oh boy. Susie, how old were you when that happened?
I was 13.
13. And how old are you now?
I'm 16.
That's great. Come on down here. Let me get a look at you, Susie. Boy, oh my God. You can't go around like that. Give me a towel. Give me that towel. I just don't believe it. Now, you go right home, Susie, and get some clothing on. This is a network television show. You can't be running around like that. Good heavens, what happened to the little girl whose kitty I rescued from the tree?
That was months ago. You can't expect me to stay a kid forever.
Now, don't you use that tone of voice with me, young lady. You march right home and put something decent on. And you, pal, you keep your eyes on the water. Honest to Pete, you know, you think they'd show a little more respect. I'm sorry you all had to see this, and I guess there's no denying it. Our little Susie is growing up.
Oh. Well, it's like the movie says, Dave. These are the impossible years. You're just going to have to be patient with it.
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks, Paul. I feel better. Well, I hope we can not let that ugly incident ruin our fun. So let's return now to beautiful Coney Island for more summer fun, shall we? Why not? the real center of pride for all of Coney Island and all of America, for that matter, the Astro Tower. Of course, this was the first Astro Tower in the United States. I think we all remember that day in 1959 when we learned that the Russians had built their Astro Tower, and, well, thanks to Coney Island shortly thereafter, we were all even in the Astro Tower race. Here's kind of an interesting but sad footnote to the history of Coney Island. Right up until a couple of months ago, it looked like Coney Island would be the home of the 1984 Olympics. As you can see from this fine facility behind me, they had this pavilion built, and of course, beyond that, they had the luxury housing for the athletes. But Los Angeles, California got the bid when it was determined in a late meeting that kiddie car races would not be an Olympic event. You know, the one thing you don't have to worry about when you come to Coney Island as you're enjoying yourself on these exciting rides is your safety, and that's because each and every one of these rides is inspected on a regular basis to make sure that you can ride in complete safety. This is my favorite ride right here. This one is so exciting that, oh, good Lord, now, this thing was here this morning. Yes, the legendary Spookorama, perhaps the most popular attraction here at Coney Island, and anytime you come here, you say to yourself, boy, this reminds me a lot of, well, some of the more popular Disney exhibits like Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think it's no secret that they got a lot of their really good ideas from this exhibit right here. Again, the key word is lifelike. Everything here is really lifelike. Here's one of the most lifelike features about this. The guy taking tickets. Batman is here, and where else would Batman be but the toilets? What's the best part about working here at Spookorama?
Getting paid.
It's kind of an interesting agreement that Coney Island has worked out with the transit authority. Of course, for 75 cents, you take your subway ride there, and by the time you're at the end of the line, you've enjoyed a thrill of a lifetime over there on these new tracks. Here's another interesting center of entertainment, fun, recreation, and also music. This is, of course, the popular rock and roll ride here on Coney Island.
Hey,
and seems to be
come here.
seems to be quite popular.
Yeah. Come on in here.
Look who's here. It's
Come on.
Paul.
Get into this. It'll help your image with the kids.
Yeah?
Sit right down here.
This is not dangerous, is it?
No. I've been riding on this thing all day. It's great. This is the rock and roll. You know, I don't know whether you heard, they had a lot of problems here at one time with the gang wars and the kids, you know, teenage gangs. This has straightened it all out. They set up this thing. It's part youth center, ride, and it's really wholesome. There's no drugs or drinking or anything, just loud music and good, clean fun. And I hang out here.
You pretty much stand for good, clean fun, don't you?
I have in my career. I have tried to stand for that. I do what I can, you know, for the kids.
I know it's an image that not only the kids appreciate, but mom and dad also.
I try to, well, you know, I want to span all the demographics. Look what they have over here, just to bring in the crowd. They got, you know, graphics of the old, that's Gary U.S. Bonds, but the old Gary U.S. Bonds. Not like since Springsteen has got all of them.
Yeah.
I think that's Mary Wells. That guy there, he's left-handed. It's probably McCartney on bass.
Yeah.
But beside him, I don't know whether you remember Billy J. Kramer in the Dakotas.
And how long have you been writing on this?
I've been about 8 hours now.
That's great.
By the way, this is the second island that you've told me to come to. The first one was, you know...
Bermuda. You didn't care for
But
Bermuda.
you were right about this Coney Island. You were right about this.
You wrote a song about Coney Island.
I've got a song about Coney Island.
Could we hear it?
Should I do it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. I'm just going to, you know, no music or anything. Coney Island! It's a cuckoo place. Nutty kind of space, Coney Island. I don't know.
That's great. Coney Island. That's a knockout. Thank you very much, Paul.
Yeah, thank you. Nice talking.
Enjoy yourself. Nice talking to you.
Start this thing up.
We have to go away here for a commercial. We'll be right back and continue our Salute to Summer with Catherine O'Hara from SCTV. Good heavens. Paul Schaefer and America's premier rock and roll band, ladies and gentlemen. My next guest, I'm very excited to have this woman here, although I'm not really having her here. She came of her own free will. Of course, we invited her. She is one of the most versatile comedic performers on television, and if you are not aware of Catherine O'Hara's talent, we're going to show you now a bit of videotape to familiarize you with this woman's skills.
And I was not late for the performance, David. I simply couldn't take any more. This kind young gentleman agreed to escort me to the bar.
Bring in the double.
Here's Angie Dickinson for fancy-free undershields.
I know what you're thinking. Looks easy, doesn't it? But an 18-hour day of filming can be a grueling task, especially for a woman. And enough can go wrong in an hour without having to worry about whether or not my underarms are dry.
Lola, I'd like you to meet Tony Bennett.
Tony, I love you!
Tony, this is Lola Heatherton.
Don't be silly guy. Tony knows who I am.
I'm sorry, yes, she's well.
Why don't you sit down, Tony?
Maybe I said...
What the hell did you do to my show?
Great. Where are all the egg rolls?
Want to know where they are? They're in her purse.
That's a dirty lie.
Yeah? Brooks in there, too, isn't it?
Well, I've never been so humiliated in all my life.
Oh, really? Come on, show us your purse.
No!
Show everybody.
No!
Show everybody what you got. Look at this. You're being an army with nothing in your purse, huh?
That's not my purse. I like to think of myself as a serious actress with offbeat good looks.
Brooke. Do that. Ask Mr. O'Neill another question, dear.
Tim. That's a really stupid name. Do you mind if I call you Tip Toenail? Correct that rip! Give the left rip! Step on the crack! Break your mama's back!
And now from SCTV, please welcome Catherine O'Hara. Thank you for being here. Have a seat if you will. That is very impressive, seeing your work there. It's really wonderful. Thank you very much for being here. You do that so well. How does a person go about that? I mean, some of those are really obscure. Meryl Streep, nobody is doing Meryl Streep. What is the process for this?
Well, for that one, Joe asked me if I could do... Joe was writing that scene.
Joe being...
That I was in. Joe Flaherty, sorry. Joe Flaherty and John Candy were writing the scene where they blow up people. They have a guest on and they interview them, then they see if they can blow themselves up. And they asked me if I could do Meryl Streep, and I said, sure. And I'd never done it before, but I just keep saying yes and keep trying.
Yeah.
And so then I got a tape of Kramer versus Kramer. They had about 2 minutes of Kramer versus Kramer, and I watched that. And we have amazing makeup people. Christine Hart and Bev Scheckman do the makeup, and Judy Cooper-Seeley and Ivan Lynch on hair, and they're the best.
Do you get reaction from these people, Meryl Streep, or anybody contact you after you have done?
No, and I don't even know if they see the show.
No, I'm sure they're watching.
No, I've gotten letters from fans of people.
Yeah.
Gilda Radner's fans got mad at me.
They did?
For doing Gilda.
Based on what? What was it not a flattering impression?
I thought it was just silly. It was just, for fun. And I heard, she knew I was going to do her, and I heard she was complimented by that, to know that somebody was going to imitate her. But, I don't know. I played her, according to stories from people who worked with her, and it was just a real exaggeration of her, whining. But it's not, she's not a whiner all the time.
Oh,
it was
not.
I just picked one thing because I wasn't sure how to do her, and I picked one thing to go on and went with that.
Do people
so
know who you are when they see you out in public and stuff, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. Some people.
Yeah, they're not
or
to me.
They look at me for some reason. I hope it's because of that.
But what I'm getting to is when you watch this show, you assume that there is a cast of hundreds because of all of the different characters that people.
Oh, I know. People are always saying to Andrea, "You're great in that other girl," or "Those other girls, they're wonderful."
The other girls.
And they say to me, "You're good in those other women. They're amazing."
Now we have had.
I don't know who they are.
We've had some. I think now we've had every member of the cast from SCTV on this program.
Has Eugene been here?
No, we asked that he would not come. We said no, everybody, but we said we'll take everybody but Eugene. No, I guess he's the other one. Yeah. But everybody sort of says, and this may be unfair, that they say this about you, that you're the one who really enjoys a good time.
I don't know what that means.
No, is there?
No,
there's certainly nothing wrong with enjoying a good time, is there?
Oh, we did an interview with Playboy, and we were Rick Moranis and Eugene Levy and Andrea Martin and I were interviewed together, so we all knew what each other was saying. And Joe Flaherty was interviewed by himself, and Dave was interviewed privately. And when I read the article, those two were going on about people in the cast and about how I am some wild woman, but like a prudish wild woman. I stay up all night but do nothing. Just I was like, yeah, I'm up till 6.
So
I'm in my pajamas. And
the rest of the day you're fatigued for no reason. Yeah, that's...
I sleep in every day. I'm nocturnal. I'm a slug. I sleep till 4 and 5 every day if I don't have to get up for work.
Ooh, really?
And even when I was doing the show, we'd have 7 o'clock calls, and I would go to bed at 5 for no reason.
Yeah.
Just foolish, I guess.
Well, the show is, of course, you don't need me to tell you this. It's a huge success and a terrific piece of work, and everybody was rightfully rewarded with many, many Emmy nominations, and congratulations on that. Now we have some more video tape. Catherine, if you would like to explain what we're going to look at.
I think this is a raunchy nightclub act singer. I was doing sort of a hotel strip nightclub player, and it's sort of based on Rusty Warren, that kind of woman.
This
nice
was
girls.
in the party records, right?
Yes,
this kind
party
of sort of blue humor.
Bounciers, yes.
Yeah. All right.
And
this is Dusty Town is the name of this one?
Yeah, Dusty Town.
Okay. Here then is Catherine O'Hara as the famous You Know or You Love Her, Dusty Town.
Live this weekend, 4 shows only at Lucifer's Arena. Green Brothers presents Dusty Town. She's raw, raunchy, and a little risque.
In the way he smiles lets me know that I'm in trouble. Don't go changing to try and please me. The sheets are fine the way they are. Isn't that cute? Is that true? What I did for love, I now do for 60. For you, 75. Hi, honey, where are you from?
Oh, Canada.
Canada, really? I got lots of friends in Canada. What street do you live on, dear?
West Glen?
West Glen, no kidding. Do you know a Dinky Withers at 83?
No?
Well, it does. Isn't that cute? Isn't that true? Get it up. Oh, baby, kissing me on my upper lip, my bottom's sore. Is this your wife, sweetie?
Yes, it is.
Coney, take his wife, please.
Well, Dusty, this is our 15th wedding anniversary.
Oh, happy. Now let's all close our eyes and imagine what happened that night. He offered his honor. She honored his offer. And all night long it was honor and offer. Isn't that cute? Isn't that true? Where's your sense of humor, dear? So long. So long, so long, so long. It was so long, so long, so long. I couldn't believe my eyes. Is that cute? Is that true? You betcha.
Catherine O'Hara. That's very nice. Now, now, did you write that material that is so...
No, actually, the name is Dusty Town. It's like a cheap mix of two names. Rusty Warren, so he's Dusty, and Sylvia Town, who is this woman who made this album that my friend Robin Duke bought for me from the silly grocery store. And she used to teach at University of Toronto, but now she doesn't act like that. And she's the one that says, "Isn't that cute?" after the filthiest jokes. It's like, "Isn't that the sweetest little perverted thing you ever heard?"
Yeah.
And my dad is the one. Those are almost all my dad's jokes from The Office.
Yeah.
So Dinky Withers and Kiss Me on My Upper Lip, My Bottom Sore. And there was another one. What's your name, dear Virginia? Oh, I used to have a friend named Virginia. We called her Virgin for short, but not for long. Isn't that cute?
So Dad is a laugh riot at home then,
Dad's
huh?
a nut.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the honored offer was not my father's.
Well, that's terrific.
That was-
That's terrific, and I'm so happy that you're here. And I forgot that Mr. Levy has not been with us, and if he so chooses, we'll certainly be happy to have him here.
I have him back.
You do? Catherine O'Hara, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on everything from SCTV. We're going to go away. We'll be right back with Yankee Stadium organist Eddie Layton. Thank you very much, Paul. You know, A salute to summer would not be complete without a mention of the music we all associate with the sweltering months of June, July, and August. Now, these are a few of my, a few of my favorites. These now are a few of my favorites. There we go. Please welcome the organist for the New York Yankees, the New York Knicks, and the New York Rangers, Mr. Eddie Layton. Eddie, have a seat. Eddie, how did you get the job being the organist for Yankee Stadium?
Well, I got to tell you something, David. I come from Philadelphia. I think you all know that. And Philadelphia is a great, sensational baseball town. I've never seen a baseball game in my life. I didn't know what third base was. I didn't know what an out was. And I was doing the soap operas. I was doing Love is a Many Splendor Thing and Secret Storm. And the network at that time bought the New York Yankees.
This was CBS doing all of
yes,
this? Okay.
Yes. And they said, Eddie, come on, play the organ. They want to make a change. Okay, so I did. And the first day there, I think the Yankees were playing the Cleveland Indians. Mickey Mantle hit a home run. It went way out into the seats over in right field, and he started running around the bases. Then he hit another home run in the same, about 2 innings later. And I didn't know. I went out to the press, and I started to yell to the press. I said, isn't he running around the bases the wrong way? I didn't know that you're supposed to run around this way. I thought it was clockwise. So I quickly learned baseball, and it made all the newspapers the next day.
Now, have you ever played something that would interrupt the flow of the game? Hockey, basketball,
yes. Well,
or
one
baseball?
year, of course, I played at Madison Square Garden also for the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers. And, of course, it was doing a Boston game, the Bruins. And I started playing the bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, you wrote that, didn't you?
Yes, I started the charge. Of course, that was in the Civil War.
But again, if you take credit for that, do you get a royalty every time that's played at ballparks?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yes. As a matter of fact, David, I met a little boy about 3 weeks ago at Yankee Stadium after the game was over. Little kid about so big. And I said to him, do you know the last 2 words of the national anthem? He says, you bet I do. Play ball.
Anyway, so you did something that disrupted a game. That's where we were.
Well, I started playing that. The rule is now in the National Hockey League that the organist, or the so-called music, cannot play once the puck hits the ice. I didn't know this. And I kept doing it and doing it and doing it while it was in motion. And, of course, the Boston Bruins stopped the game. And I can honestly say now that I stopped the National League hockey game for 4 minutes until they said, no more, but have fun.
Yeah, you thought it was Holiday on Ice or something, just playing. Now, what were you playing at the time that caused the commotion?
Well, at that time, I was playing Talk to the Animals.
Oh, and this was after a recent fight, I'm told.
Oh, yes, yes.
Now, speaking of that, how do you get along with George Steinbrenner?
Excellent. He's been very nice to me, although it was indicated to me about 2 weeks ago, David, that they're trading me to Los Angeles for a left-handed organist.
No, that's just a joke, isn't it?
Of course it is.
It is a joke, isn't it?
I hope it is.
Yeah. Now, does George ever come up to you and say, Eddie, put in polka music, or Eddie, let's hear some R&B, or...
Not really. He's been just great. He's a superb businessman and a fine gentleman, and he knows his baseball. He really does. I think... hopefully, I'll have another ring like this.
You have a World Series ring there?
This is a World Series ring from 1978 when we last won it. Hopefully, the team will come back again. We'll get another ring for this hand this year. All right?
What seems to get the most response of all of the things you play? How many different selections have you in the repertoire?
Well, I try to dream up many different things. If Rick Cerrone comes up to bat, I'll probably play as Phil Rizzuto. He loves it every time I play the Italian music or the Tarantella or the Way Marie. And various players, if they come up, if they have a name that I could find a suitable song for, I would so use that.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I remember a few weeks ago in Coney Island, just so happens to be in Coney Island, I was on the boardwalk one day and I saw a trumpet player hurrying down the boardwalk with a trumpet case, and he said, hey man, how do I get to Carnegie Hall? I said, practice.
How long have you been the organist out there at the stadium? It's been since when did you say?
Well, 1967 is when I first started at the stadium, and 1968 for the Knicks and the Rangers at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. What was the biggest thrill you've had out there, aside from the World Series?
Well, when I was coming from the soap operas one day to Yankee Stadium, came in a big limousine, television set and everything. A limousine stopped in front of the press gate at Yankee Stadium, and I got out because I was very much in a hurry, and a couple of little kids, about 8, 7, 6 years old, and they came up to me with an autograph with a pencil and paper, and the first thing they said to me, "Hey, are you anybody?" That was a thrill. I think that was just great.
But you know, you mentioned you're probably one of the few organists in professional baseball. A limo?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
how do you swing that deal?
It's well, very, very much. I've been doing it for years, and it's very comfortable, as a matter of fact.
No, I'm sure it is. We're not questioning the comfort of a limo here, sir. George says a limousine for my organist?
Home. You see, I'm the only person that I know of, I think, that does not drive a car. And so cool, as they use the word, deal that I made with the Yankees when I came here, was that I own a beautiful, David, I own a beautiful yacht. 6 years ago, I had a shipbuilder build a tugboat for me as a yacht. So I do no weekends at Yankee Stadium, and I do not drive a car. I don't even know what the gear shift does.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So they get me a ride home in
Yeah.
Forest Hills, where I live.
What do you think the rest of the season for the Yankees? Is it pretty much over, or what's going to happen?
No,
there?
indeed. Look what happened to Los Angeles recently.
Yeah, they turned it on, but the Yankees are like 40 games out or something, aren't they?
No, actually, they're 9, and as of our airtime, they're about 9 games out, and I think they have a good shot.
I heard they're in spring training, Eddie. I don't know. We're done. Eddie Layton, ladies and gentlemen. You know him, you love him, and you can't live without him. Thank you, Eddie. Nice to see you again. We're going to go away for a commercial. We'll be right back. Another report on Coney Island. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting all night for it, our dramatic conclusion to our exciting visit to Coney Island. Well, I guess I don't have to tell proud Americans and space enthusiasts about the significance of Apollo 11, but here it is at Coney Island on loan from NASA. Actually, Coney Island outbid the World's Fair in Knoxville for this exhibit, and as you can hear in the background, they're recreating some of the psychological testing that was conducted on the astronauts during the voyage of Apollo 11, and I, for one, am proud to be a part of it, even here on firm ground.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I got a treat for you today. We got a special guest on, a DJ, Brown Shakers. Come on, let's give a round of applause. Come on, everybody. All right.
Hey, thank you. It's great to be here. Guest hosting Apollo 11. I'd like to start things off with a little thing I've written myself, especially for you party people. It's something entitled Coney Island. Yeah, why do I love Coney Island? Yeah, party people, put your hands in the air, yeah. Why do I love Coney Island? Yeah. Rock it, swing. Yeah. All right. Good for you, DJ.
You think of Coney Island, you think of big thrills like the cyclone. But the overlooked aspect of Coney Island has some amusements for the quieter, more contemplative members of our society, and this is the best attraction to represent that. You have the pinwheel, and then, of course, the empty cup of soda with the straw. Beneath all of this, of course, and self-explanatory, I feel, the tarp, and then the wet pieces of corrugated cardboard. Just imagine the fun you can have. Not doing a lot of business now. Sometimes people like to just stand behind it and wave, but when the temperature heats up a little bit, you're going to see a lot of long lines to participate in this one. Well, no, getting around it, the best time to be at Coney Island, of course, is nighttime. That's when things really start to happen. And once again, you could have fooled me, but here he is, Paul Schaefer. Paul, what are you doing here?
This is where I like to come at the end of the day to the disco, you know, after everything kind of cools down. Well, the temperature cools down, but the intensity, the sexual excitement kind of heats up, and I like to find it right here in the disco. It's happening.
Now what about the argument? Is disco
A lot of people think disco's dead. You know, people are saying that. I think this proves it, though. It's happening out here in Coney Island. This is the place.
And what exactly is this device here?
This is what they call, just before you go into the disco, this is a disco simulator. It just gets you ready, you know. You can work on some of the moves, and it's in tempo, you know, with the music. You get yourself going, and then you head in there for the heavier action a little later on. I like to spend a lot of time out here first, though. Make sure I'm really warmed up, ready to go in.
Oh, it's another innovation for Coney Island, the disco simulator.
Listen, come on in. There's a couple of local chicks I want you to meet. Come on in here.
Sure. A local chick. Yes, here we are at our last stop on Coney Island. One last chance to listen to the gentle sounds of the surf of the Atlantic Ocean lapping up against the shores of beautiful Coney Island. You know, we've had an awful lot of fun here today, maybe a little too much fun, and when you have this kind of nonstop fun, you get a little tired. But you know, it's a good kind of tired. This is Coney Island. Thank you very much for being with us. Drive safely. And as they say here on Coney Island, good night.
Hotel accommodations for most guests of Late Night with David Letterman furnished by Berkshire Place, a Dunphy Classic Hotel, in exchange for this announcement. For reservations at Dunphy Hotels in the U.S. and Europe, call toll-free 800-228-2121.
Thank you very much. Thank you, folks. First of all, I want to thank the studio audience for being here and participating and helping immensely. You folks are terrific. Come back anytime. You're wonderful. Also, my thanks to the Persuasions and from SCTV, Catherine O'Hara. It was a pleasure having her here. From Yankee Stadium, of course, Eddie Layton and Mr. Michael Keaton. It was a joy to have Mr. Keaton here. Paul Schaefer and the band, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Schaefer, Hiram Bullock, Will Lee, and Steve Jordan. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I want to thank our announcer, Mr. Bill Wendell, and, of course, a big thanks to our lifeguard, Mr. Chris Elliott. A fine job, Chris. What a job he's done out there today. Now, Monday, after the weekend, we'll have Christopher Reeve and dentist Norman Hoffman will be reviewing One from the Heart, also another film from my Bob dog, my dog Bob. Have a good weekend. Good night.
This has been a Melman production.